Brett Favre. After the preseason win over Chicago, Harvin told Wilson he reminds him of Brett Favre. And speaking of Wilson, he says just keeping the team calm no matter if it's 3rd and 1, second down, whether we're blowing a team out or whether we're tied in the NFC Championship. He's always got an even keel, and for me, I look for that comfort in a quarterback. And I know a lot of the guys on the team look for it. Harvin played 2 seasons with Favre in Minnesota, and he says he's not the only one who's noticed the two have some similarities. A lot of pressure to be compared to a future Hall of Famer. Stephen A., I'll ask you, is this a fair comparison?
No, it is not, and I'm really questioning right now whether Percy Harvin knows what the hell he's talking about. The man has mad skills. I'm just messing with him a little bit and all in fun, but in all seriousness, I don't think there's any kind of comparison. Brett Favre, over 300 interceptions in his career. He was a gunslinger. He was big time, 71,000 career passing yards, future Hall of Famer. All of that stuff is worthy. Brett Favre is deserving of it. I understand it. And hell, in the end, I don't see Russell Wilson ever being better than Brett Favre, but he's not like Brett Favre either. He's significantly more disciplined and judicious. Even though Brett Favre could run, he don't run like Russell Wilson can run. Okay?
Now wait, do you remember the young Brett?
Yes, I do remember the Brett Favre, and I know he could run. I'm just saying it wasn't like Russell Wilson.
I don't know.
Run. No, I'm sorry. Brett Favre, and not only that, even though Brett Favre got it done and he's a Super Bowl champion and winning 2 straight Super Bowls and what have you, thank the good Lord for Mike Holmgren, because Mike Holmgren would get in his face and reel him in from time to time. Outside of that, he was a gunslinger. He was very reckless. He was very risque. He would take chances, and that's just Brett Favre. Russell Wilson is far, far, far more disciplined, even in his youth, than Brett Favre could ever hope to be, even when he turned 40. I don't want to hear that. There is no comparison between the two. As far as I'm concerned, they're totally different. I don't buy that at all.
So wait, at age 39,
Go ahead.
39
I know.
years
Are you
of
going to go to
age.
33 touchdowns,
Yeah.
7 interceptions, the 102 rating? Are you going to go back to that, the NFC Championship?
Could you
Is that what
repeat
you're going
those
back
again,
to?
please?
Because he
Is that
don't
what
have
you're
the
going back
stats.
to?
He don't have the
30
stats.
going back to?
There was only, was it only 7 interceptions that year?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
At
And a
39.
102 rating.
Okay.
At
And a
39.
102 rating.
At age 39.
Yep.
So last year, Russell Wilson he had a pretty good year. He had 26 touchdowns to 10 interceptions.
At what age?
10 interceptions. What is he? I don't know what he is. 25?
He will not throw over 300 interceptions in his career like
hope
Brett
not.
Favre did. That's all I'm trying to say. He's far more
will
disciplined
will he
and
throw
judicious.
half as many touchdown passes
No,
as Brett Favre?
they won't.
Thank you very much.
But because, number one, because Seattle's offense isn't good enough for him to do that. Number 2, because their defense is big time. That has a lot to do with it. And number 3, Brett Favre was the gunslinger, but Brett Favre didn't have a Marshawn Lynch in beast mode coming out of the backfield.
Yeah.
So that would be a reason why, too.
Do you believe that Russell Wilson is offended by the comparison to Brett Favre?
Not at all.
No.
No.
Not at all.
But you're a little offended by it.
I'm saying because of the lack of discipline that Brett Favre exhibited compared to what Russell Wilson exercises.
Okay.
That's all. Not skill.
Okay.
Not skill.
But the comparison that they were making, both Percy Harvin and Darrell Bevel, the coordinator, and both worked with Brett, played with Brett, Minnesota, Green Bay. That they were saying that just in demeanor under fire, that Russell Wilson reminds them of Brett, because Brett was a cool customer under fire. I realize he was a rambling gambler, and he took way too many chances. But their comparison was, Percy is saying in the huddle on 3rd and 1, he comes across with the presence and the confidence of Brett Favre, and it inspires the other 10 in the huddle to think, we got this.
Okay.
We're going to pull this one off.
Well, that's not the comparison I was drawing.
Well, that's what they were. I'm only reacting to what they did.
Saying, in the huddle on 3rd and 1, the composure is the same. Y'all sat there. I'm like, yo, what do you mean Brett Favre is like Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson is far more disciplined. Brett Favre is far more reckless.
So
that's all I'm saying.
But nobody would even think to leap to put Brett Favre and Russell Wilson in the same breath as players.
No, I'm talking about temperament as well. I'm talking about if Brett Favre is the type of person that'll go out there and go, man, please, I got this. I got this.
You got it.
You know, that's who I am. Russell Wilson is the kind of dude that he's just a bit more judicious, more disciplined. We'll follow the game plan. Let me not hurt our team as opposed to saying, not only are we going to win, I'm going to be the one to do it for you. That was the problem with Brett. Not just in New York, but in Minnesota to some degree. People felt like he had the mentality, look, it's not good enough for me to win. That's why you have people screaming at him, oh, you remember that call that they made? Brett Favre, he drops like the pass. He pumps. Interception. I can't believe what I'm saying right now. It was intercepted. What a great call.
Are you talking about the championship game?
The NFC championship game. Yes. Because the announcer, the announcer was saying, he said, you can take a knee and try a 56-yard field goal. Yep. This ain't Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl. What they were saying is that Brett Favre, man, we know you can play. We know you're a future Hall of Famer. We know what you can do. But damn, don't you know how to exercise discipline? Can't you sit there and recognize the sensitivity of the situation and not go out there gunslinging and just taking chances? Okay. I'm saying to you, Russell Wilson would not be that guy. Okay. Brett Favre is all about being that guy.
Okay, remember, at that point, Brett Favre was 39 years of age.
You got to remember.
And at what point in the game did that occur that you're talking about, that play?
Wasn't it right before?
It was in overtime.
Yes.
It was in overtime.
Yes.
So wait a second. The Minnesota Vikings, whom nobody picked to even sniff the playoffs that year, had made it all the way to the NFC Championship game in New Orleans against the strongest home field advantage, as you always say, that the Saints have in that Superdome, and they got all the way to overtime against the Saints before that happened? Wow, that was pretty great.
Why not just leave the set, walk over to the cafeteria, and come bring you some cookies and milk for making the same point that you always make?
No, I don't like milk. I don't like milk.
How do you get your calcium?
Tell you, 71,000 passing yards, a Super Bowl championship, 2 trips to the Super Bowl. You know, I mean, listen, they should erect a statue in Green Bay for Brett Favre. I get it. Nobody's questioning what he could do. I'm just saying to you, there were times where he took unnecessary chances, and he wasn't.
Every time he did. He did it every game.
There are a lot of people believe that they won a title because Holmgren was there to get in his face and reel him in, and he was the only coach who was ever able to do that with Brett Favre. I'm saying with Russell Wilson, you don't have to worry about that. That's his makeup. He's fine with that. He's studious. He's a student.
Okay.
He's about doing that. He's about doing it the right way, not his way.
Okay, but every once in a while, Russell Wilson breaks the play and takes off running. And you know what? It's pretty effective.
It's when the other stuff doesn't work.
Okay.
With Brett Favre, I just want to do it my way.
John Gruden tells the story as a young assistant under Mike Holmgren in Green Bay. There was a classic game in which Mike pulled Brett off to the side before a crucial series and said, do not run on this play that I'm calling. Run the play as I'm calling it and throw the football. And Brett tucked the ball, took off running, and scored a touchdown. And Holmgren threw up his hands and said, I'll never say that again to the guy.
Yeah.
Because that's just Brett Favre. And it worked.
I'm saying to you, it did work most of the time. There were some times it didn't. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it ain't Russell Wilson.
Okay, wait, hold on, Stephen A. Back to topic. So Percy Harvin says temperament. They're the same.
Don't you like that comparison?
You say they don't have the same temperament.
I don't think they have the same temperament. And if I were playing on a team like Seattle, I would not want Brett Favre being that way. Would I want him being that way on the Green Bay teams he was playing for? Sure, I would.
We're just talking about the huddle on crucial downs.
Third and 1.
The huddle on crucial downs. Just his presence is starting to be Favre-like.
So he's not scared. Wow. What? Here, congratulations.
Brett
Favre wasn't scared.
Cookies and milk.
Talking about a top 5 all-time quarterback.
Cookies and milk. You don't take cookies.
I don't eat cookies and I don't drink milk.
And you take your calcium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whey protein.
Whey protein. That's what you do? Okay.
Whey protein.
Side note.
Depends on the body. Whey protein isn't good for everybody.